Think about this for a second. If you had invested just $10,000 into Palantir when it was under $2, that same investment would have exploded into well over $100,000 at its peak. Now, here's the shocking part. There's a tiny AI-driven data company trading at almost the exact same price range Palantir once had. And in just the past 6 months, it's skyrocketed 135.71%. Yet Wall Street is still barely paying attention. We're talking about a business sitting at a market cap under $250 million, while Palantir is worth more than $50 billion today. Do the math. If this company captures even a fraction of the same government and enterprise demand for real-time intelligence, the upside potential could be absolutely staggering. But here's where it gets crazy. Unlike so many penny stocks that are just hype and no substance, this firm already has real contracts, real deployments, and is pulling in multi-million-dollar quarterly revenues. It's already proving it can scale, yet it's still priced like a hidden gem most retail investors haven't even heard of. So the question becomes, could this little-known company actually be the next Palantir? The kind of stock people kick themselves for missing? Stay tuned, because in this video, I'm going to break down the company's technology, financials, growth drivers, and the exact risks you need to watch before making any decision. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. We're talking about a business building cutting-edge technology in real-time data intelligence, with contracts across government and commercial sectors, and a market cap still under a few $100 million. To put that in perspective, Palantir's market cap today is over $50 billion. If this small player captures even a fraction of that opportunity, the upside potential could be massive. In this video, I'll break down everything you need to know, from financial growth, revenue drivers, unique technology, to the risks you should keep in mind before considering it. Whether you're a long-term investor hunting for the next Palantir or just curious about disruptive penny stocks, stay tuned, because this one could shock you. And before we dive deep, I set a community challenge. Let's crush 500 likes on this video. If you enjoy research-rich content that uncovers hidden gems before they explode, hit that like button, and let's keep growing together. Before we talk about the stock that could be a challenger, let's first understand why Palantir matters. Because if you don't grasp why this company became such a giant, you can't appreciate the potential of the next one. What makes this story even more shocking is how history seems to be repeating itself. Back in 2013, most investors laughed at Palantir, calling it too secretive, too niche, too risky. But the few who understood the power of government-backed data intelligence and stuck with it saw returns that changed their portfolios forever. Today, we're watching a nearly identical setup. A small company overlooked by the mainstream, operating in a critical AI-driven sector, quietly stacking contracts and rapidly growing revenues. The difference? Right now it's trading in penny stock territory, meaning the window for early entry could be razor thin before the market catches on. Palantir started with a very simple but powerful promise, turning chaos into clarity. Governments, militaries, and Fortune 500 companies deal with oceans of messy data, satellite images, financial records, sensor inputs, you name it. On their own, humans can't process this. Palantir built the platforms that transform that complexity into clear, actionable intelligence. Here's why this strikes so deeply in human psychology. People, whether generals, CEOs, or policymakers, fear uncertainty more than almost anything else. If you give them a tool that removes uncertainty and delivers confidence in their decisions, they will pay almost any price for it. That's exactly what Palantir monetized, and the numbers back it up. Palantir has secured multi-billion-dollar contracts with the U.S. Army, NATO allies, and major corporations worldwide. Its revenue has been growing steadily, with annual revenues crossing $2.2 billion and a market cap over $50 billion. It went from being a secretive intelligence contractor to one of the most talked-about AI and big data companies in the world. So, when we talk about a small penny stock that could be a Palantir challenger, we're not just talking about hype. We're looking for a company that solves the same fundamental human need, the need for clarity, confidence, and control in a world drowning in data. And that's exactly why the stock I'll reveal shortly deserves your attention. Now let's talk about the company that I believe has the potential to challenge Palantir's dominance in data and AI analytics. This firm is quietly building powerful platforms that focus on real-time roadway intelligence, traffic data, and public safety analytics. Its technology can analyze millions of vehicles on the move, detect patterns, predict traffic conditions, and even support law enforcement with AI-driven insights. What makes it stand out is that these solutions aren't just theoretical. They're already being deployed in U.S. cities, municipalities, and government agencies, and even listed on cloud marketplaces like AWS for enterprise adoption. So, what's the company? It's Reker Systems Inc., trading on NASDAQ under the ticker REKR. Reker is not some pre-revenue startup. In fact, the company recently reported $34.3 million in revenue for full year 2023, up more than 130% compared to the previous year. That growth rate rivals some of the fastest scaling AI companies in the market. In its most recent quarter, Reker posted revenues of over $9.1 million, marking continued acceleration. Investors also noted improvements in gross margins, which climbed toward the 50% range, a strong signal that this business is moving toward operational efficiency. And here's the kicker. While Palantir today commands a valuation north of $50 billion, Reker's market cap is still under $250 million. That gap illustrates both the risk and the opportunity. If Reker can continue to win contracts, expand its AI roadway platform, and secure recurring revenue, the upside from these penny stock levels could be dramatic. Of course, it's still a small cap player with volatility, but the financial trajectory and real-world adoption give it a unique edge. And that's why many investors see Reker as a potential Palantir challenger in its niche. The possibilities here are what make Reker so intriguing. While Palantir dominates the broad field of defense, intelligence, and enterprise data analytics, Reker is carving out a specialized edge in real-time roadway intelligence, traffic optimization, and public safety AI. Think about the scale of that opportunity. Smart cities, autonomous vehicles, predictive policing, and government contracts worth billions of dollars over the next decade. If Reker continues to expand its partnerships with municipalities, integrate into cloud ecosystems, and refine its AI platforms, it could quietly take over a segment Palantir hasn't fully captured. That doesn't mean it replaces Palantir, but it does mean Reker could disrupt specific verticals where speed, accuracy, and mobility data are king. So here's the bottom line. Reker Systems may not be Palantir today, but it's operating in a space that directly feeds into the future of smart cities, AI-driven transportation, and government analytics. With real deployments already in place, revenue growth of more than 130% year over year, and a market cap still under $250 million. The upside potential is clear if the company continues on this path, but let's be real. This is still a penny stock. It carries volatility and execution risks remain. Winning consistent contracts, maintaining profitability, and scaling its platform are critical challenges ahead. That's why I'm not saying this will be the next Palantir, but I am saying it could be if the right conditions align. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Reker has what it takes to disrupt a giant like Palantir? Or is this growth just short-term hype? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if you found value in this breakdown, help us reach our community goal of 500 likes on this video.